Welcome to the Self-Reliant Living Show, where we talk all about a self-reliant lifestyle to save money, live greener, eat healthier, and be prepared for anything so you can take care of the ones you love in good times and bad. I'm your host, Jennifer Osich, a homeschooling mom of 3 boys. I'm the author of the Preparedness Planner series, and my husband and I are the lead teachers of Self-Reliant School, a website dedicated to giving you the skills and confidence to take care of yourself and your community. Be sure to stop by and pick up your free videos from inside Self-Reliant School that will get you started growing, cooking, and preserving your own food today. You can pick these up at selfreliantschool.com/free. Now, on with the show. Hello and welcome to the Self-Reliant Living Show. I had my counter not right because I was looking at the replay. It's a little bit of a delay, like 20 seconds. So I was looking at it. We went right into the intro. Welcome, welcome. And please leave me a comment. Let me know that you're there. We have a wonderful show today. Great information. We're going to make a sugar scrub. So it's kind of a spa gift. And then we're also going to make an all-natural hot cocoa mix. And then not only that, but I'm going to go line for line in terms of the ingredients, and we're going to talk about how much you save doing it yourself. But just a couple of housekeeping notes here. We are a live show, so it's possible that we may drop off. If we do, you could go to the show notes at selfreliantlife.tv/055 for this particular show. We're live on Facebook, and if you are watching, welcome to you. Then if you're watching the replay, welcome to you as well. We are on YouTube, so I would appreciate it if you gave me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel there. If you are on Facebook, I would love it if you would share this video. That helps us get into the feeds of people who would really appreciate this information. So, and then also I would love to see some feedback with some thumbs up and some hearts if you like what you're hearing. Okay, so if I am showing up in your feed and you have no idea who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is Jennifer Osich, and my husband and I teach growing, cooking, and preserving skills at our website, selfreliantschool.com. I'm also the author of the Preparedness Planner series. So welcome, welcome to the show. And let's just, like I said, dive in here. We talked a little bit about what we're going to make. So the thought process behind this was that I hear a lot of people talk about, well, handmade gifts are so wonderful, but oh my gosh, they cost so much, and sometimes you pay more to actually make it than you would to buy it. So I hear that, and then I also hear, it just takes so long. So I'm here to show you 2 gifts that are gourmet and spa quality, and they are super reasonably priced to make, and they go super fast. So there's no excuses, right? Now there's a little planning involved, but other than that, you should have a really super easy time of making these things. I'm going to make them here today while we talk. Okay, so the first one that we're going to make is the peppermint sugar scrub. And so, and this is spa quality because I'm using organic sugar, and I'm using essential oil, and I'm also using a food coloring, but it's all natural food coloring. So it's made with whole foods, berries, and that sort of thing. And you could even eliminate that if you wanted to. You don't have to use that, or you could just get a little bit of raspberry juice, cranberry juice, something to color the sugar, and you could make it work that way too. So let me go ahead and start doing this. The first thing that we're going to need, of course, is some sugar, and I am going to put it in this pint jar right here. So I already know how much I'm going to need, and that's what this recipe is for, is this pint jar. So I have got 2 cups of sugar right here. This is a 2-cup measuring cup, so that's why it looks so big. So I have 2 bowls, and I'm going to just split the sugar, do the best I can. If you have a 1-cup measuring cup, then you'll know exactly, but I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I was really trying to get stuff off of my table here so that you guys could see, because last week I felt so crowded. And by the way, if you want to go to last week's show, I made vanilla infused sugar on that show. So that's another gift that just takes a couple of minutes to make. So that's another option. Okay, so I think they're pretty good here. So this recipe is 2 cups of sugar divided equally. So let's go through the price as we go through this. Let's go through the price. Okay, so gonna need a jar, right? Because we're giving it as a gift. Okay, so I priced the jars, and those are 65 cents a piece. Now, I priced them today, you know, the filming of this video, and the prices on these things are going to vary just a little bit. But I tried to go high on some of the prices, or most of the prices. So really, you can, if you shop around, you could get this ingredients probably even a little cheaper. So 65 cents for the jar. Now, you don't have to use this particular shape. If you shop around for jars, you'll notice there's a difference in price depending on the shape of the jar. So you can use the cheapest jar that you can buy. They're still beautiful. So I just chose this particular one because I have it. Okay, so the next thing is organic sugar. So I have 2 cups, and I priced that at 33 cents a cup. Now, I do buy my sugar in bulk, so just that as a side note. This is organic evaporated cane juice, so 33 cents a cup. So together, I've got 67 cents here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some oil, some almond oil. Now, you could use coconut oil if you want to. You could even use olive oil, because this is almond oil, and it's a little bit more expensive, but I like to use it, so that's what I priced. Okay, so this is 59 cents an ounce. So I'm using 6 tablespoons, so that's about $1.50 of oil here. And like I said, this is an expensive oil, so you don't have to use this much. You can definitely use olive oil, which is a little bit cheaper than this. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 tablespoons in here, and I have it divided. We'll do the other one in just a second. So all you need to do, you can do this with your fingers. I'm not going to do it with my fingers because I'm doing the show, but if you're just at home making this, do it with your fingers because it's so nice. So I'm just going to stir this around and get it all incorporated. Okay, so then, like I said, you could use berries, you could use some red juice. You don't even have to put the coloring in there. If you don't want coloring, don't do it. I just am doing it because it's a peppermint sugar scrub, and it's just very festive. So you could give this as like a Secret Santa gift. You could give it as a stocking stuffer. There's a ton of different options that you could use this for. And like I said, if you're just gonna give it on Christmas Day, and Christmas season is over, then you might not want to do the food coloring and all that, but I just wanted to make it super festive. Okay, so just keep stirring until it gets all incorporated here. Then I'm going to add some food coloring because I didn't want to have to bring the juice up here. But you certainly could use that. But I was just wanting something that wouldn't take up a lot of room and that I could point you guys to pretty easily because not everybody has red juice in their freezer or their refrigerator. Okay. So I priced out, and it's all natural, like I said, I priced out this food coloring, and it is, I have my notes here. 0.005 cents a drop. Okay, so I'm going to use 3 drops and that's going to come to 2 cents. Okay, so you can use more if you want a darker color. I kind of like this pink color. Let me put this over here so you can get a really, see that pink color there? Turn it around. Okay, here, I'll start here and then turn it around. You can see the color. That's 3 drops. So you can definitely use more if you want like a red color or whatever. So just gonna put this in here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I'm just gonna stir and stir again to get that all in there. Okay, so then I'm going to put some essential oil. So now you can use, you don't have to make it a peppermint scrub. You could use any scent, any essential oil that you like the scent of. And like I said, I just decided to do peppermint because it's festive. So now the essential oil, my essential oil, because it's, it's super pure and I really trust the company that I get it from, is a little bit more expensive. But if you wanted to shop around for that, you could. Let me just get this stirred up here, and I am going to look at the comments, or Bill, you can look at the comments. And he is my husband. He sits in front of the camera, and he is my producer. So he is the one that is responsible for everything that you see. And he also is responsible for those close-ups. He was able to make that happen. And so he does everything. I just sit here and mix things up. Okay, so we're getting to it to have a nice red color. And I'm gonna put it over there so you can see it in just a second, just making sure. Like I said, you can sit here and mix it, and like I said, put more in if you like. If you're making a lot of them, you probably want to keep the cost down, but 0.005, I mean, it's okay. You can make it a little redder. All right, so here's the pink color that I like. See that? Let me see if I can lift it up a little bit. There you go. Whoop, going the wrong way. And the spoon. How's that? Okay. So there's our pink. Okay, and I'm gonna look at comments really quick here because I don't want to miss them. Hi Jen. Hi Mary. Okay, hi Gail. Oh, everybody is coming on. I love it. Okay, tell me what you're drinking and tell me where you're from. I just love to see all the comments there. And of course, if you have questions, comments, suggestions, if they're nice, please leave them. If you're just coming on, I was scolding a little bit earlier about some people leaving some bad comments. Okay, so let's not forget our other half, and we want to do the same thing. It's going to be 3 tablespoons because it's 6 tablespoons total and divided. So 3 in here and 3 in here. So let me go ahead and do that. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you're just going to mix this, and then we're going to add our essential oil. Okay, so the essential oil, and there again, you can play with it if you like. I like it where I'm adding 10 drops total. So I'm 5 drops in here and 5 drops in here. And if you're giving it for a gift, you probably want to go light on the oil because, you may love a lot of oil but the person you're giving it to, you just don't know. So you want to just kind of go light on the oil, especially if you're giving it as a gift, which is a good thing because then your costs will be down. Okay, so my oil is 7 cents a drop, so it's a little pricey, but like I said, I trust it, and so that's the reason I go with that. And you can shop around if you feel like you need to, but like I said, I trust the company. I think Tracy's putting links also in the comments. She is our wonderful community manager. If you are in the Back to Basics Living group, I'm so thrilled that you're watching. And if you would like to be part of that Facebook group, it is free at the moment to join. And you can go to selfreliantschool.com right there on the homepage and sign up to join. And that Facebook group is free at the moment. I can't promise that it always will be, so I would get in there if I were you, because there's some really, really great people in there and have wonderful suggestions. I could talk for an hour about the people in that group. Okay, so I have got all of this pretty much mixed up. Like I said, if you want a thicker scrub, you could use coconut oil. The only thing with coconut oil is that if you use it, you're going to want to heat it up just a little bit, not too hot because you don't want to melt your sugar, but you're going to want to heat it up just a little bit so it's easier to mix, but it will be a thicker scrub. Okay, what did I say? So I'm going to do 5 drops a piece. Okay, like I said, if you're making this for you and you know that you love peppermint, you can go a little bit stronger. But like I said, if you're making it for somebody else, I would just go easy on the scent. Okay. So the ingredients, once again, organic sugar, almond oil, natural food coloring, and essential oil. Did I say it? Did I get all of them? I think I got all of them. There's not that many ingredients. You can see it's going super fast. We're almost done. We're almost ready to put it in the jar here. So let me go ahead and get you a total on this. And I have a little bit of a confession. Okay, so the total for this jar full, right? I've already made one right here, is going to be $3.54. Okay, now the thing is that this is measured by volume, like just how much liquid really would fit in here. It's not measured by weight. And everything that I found to compare it to was measured by weight. So let me just talk about that for a second. Okay, so I found an organic sugar scrub for $21.80. Okay, keep in mind ours is $3.54. But let me talk about this volume weight thing for a second. That is 12 ounces by weight. Sugar is heavy. Sugar's, it's not water. Okay. So the thing is that it's probably more or less, I should say, it's less of an amount than would fill up a 12-ounce jar. Okay, so, and I kind of stopped there. I could dump all this out and weigh it, but I stopped because I was like, $3.54, $21.80. Okay, there's no more. I can't convince you with that. Then there's no convincing, right? So, let me go over that one more time so I can be as clear as I can about it. The thing is that mine is measured by volume. So it's not the weight, it's just how much it takes up. And so it's a lot heavier than 16 ounces. But the one I'm comparing it to is by weight, and it's 12 ounces. So it's actually going to take up less space than in a 12-ounce jar. So even though it says 12 ounces on there, that's by weight. And if you put it in a 12-ounce jar, it wouldn't fill up the jar. So, and that's 12 ounces. So, like I said, I didn't feel like I needed to go any further with that. That is a huge, huge savings. Huge. Okay, so back to making this. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take a jar. Like I said, you could take any jar. This is the amount for pints. So you could adjust the recipe if you wanted to make a big quart jar, you could do that. So I'm probably not gonna do this whole jar, but I'm just gonna give you the idea. So basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take some of your scrub and put it in the bottom, and try not to get any on the sides or anything like that because you want it super pretty. Let me move the bowls here so you can see me do it. Okay, so I'm just going to press it down and do the best I can. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's got that oil in it, so it should press down pretty good. You're going to have to press down to get it all in there because we stirred it up pretty good, but it should all fit in there. Okay, and what you could do, you could vary this too. I'm just doing layers, just kind of doing them willy-nilly, but if you wanted to make just one stripe in the middle, so you could measure that out and do that exactly if you wanted to, but I'm just 10 minutes, that's what I'm after. Quick and easy and cheap. This is, like I said, it's organic, so it is not, it's not a bad gift. It's really nice. Spa quality. Okay, so here is the first layer. Like I said, you could go thicker, you can go thinner, just whatever you want to play around with. Like I said, I want 10 minutes. If you have a little more time, you go for it. So then I'm just going to put another layer on like this. And just take your time. And you just don't want to mix them together so that they're all pretty in the jar. Okay, so and if you're interested in more of my math, you can go to the show notes. I'll have it all laid out for you there so you can look at it on paper. Like I said, it's not perfect because of the volume weight thing, but it's, to me, it's significant in terms of the price difference. Okay, so then I'm just gonna go on like that all the way up the jar, and this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. And so I'm gonna put it here for you guys to see, and then I'm gonna turn it this way. Okay. So let me look here and make sure I'm not missing any questions or comments. Monique is drinking hot tea. Okay, I am drinking hot coffee. I'm happy. Yes, Deborah, you corrected me, and that's absolutely right. Not cheap, inexpensive. Yeah, and that's the title of this whole show. It's inexpensive, frugal, reasonable, not cheap, right? Because cheap has a, I don't know, when you think of cheap, you think of something that's not well made, but this is very well made. It's handmade with really super great ingredients. So, Melissa is drinking green tea. I love green tea. I had a cup of green tea before I had the coffee. So I love, love, love that. Oh, hi, Renee. Yes, I'm getting pretty exact. So, okay, let's go on. Right, okay, so I just wanted to say one thing about the price again. So that's a savings because I said that my $21.80 was for 12 ounces by weight. So if you were just doing something that was the same amount of ounces, then it would be $29.08. And I didn't put tax or shipping or anything like that on this, just the actual cost. And my stuff I had done after I bought it with my receipt. So I had paid tax or shipping or whatever it was. So it's at least a savings of $25. Like I said, more, because if you're gonna weigh this, it's gonna weigh more than 16 ounces. But okay, so we're gonna move on to the hot cocoa. I'm gonna try and get some things out of the way here and try and wipe up a little bit. Okay, so what I did is I am not a big fan of hot chocolate with powdered milk, and a lot of it has high fructose corn syrup. That's just not something that I wanted in my hot chocolate and to give to my kids. Powdered milk is not a natural thing, and you can't really dehydrate it. You know, in a pinch, if you had to use it, then that's fine, but it's not something that I have in my food storage. So I wanted something without powdered milk, and so I came up with this really great recipe. It's really yummy. Let me show you the jar. So this is what the gift would look like. Of course, you could make this just for yourself. You don't have to give it away if you don't want to. But this is what it looks like. But it does make a nice gift, and it's all natural. So that is, again, great ingredients, but inexpensive. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to measure out half a cup of this chocolate powder. Now again, the ingredients that I measured out are on the high side. This, because I paid for this little bitty, it's organic cocoa, but there are places that you can get in bulk organic cocoa, so you can get the price down even more. Okay, so I'm gonna measure this out. I didn't have it measured out before because cocoa is kind of powdery and it goes everywhere, and I didn't want it to go everywhere. So I'm gonna measure this out. Tracy has links. If you did want to get this exact kind, you could go there and get it, or you could use it as a reference and go like that. I do that a lot. I click on things to keep them as a reference for when I'm at the grocery store. Okay, so, oh, and I think this is a little more because I got the wrong, I have 3/4 of a cup instead. It should be half a cup. My boys got the measuring cups. Okay, so it should be half a cup of cocoa, and then we've got half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Then we've got some sucanat sugar, and then there should be some vanilla bean powder. So let me just start with the cocoa, because let's go over, let's see, Tracy's talking to me, and that's fine, Tracy, it's fine. Okay, let's see, so okay, the powder, you guys, my food processor is really, really old. This food processor is as old as my oldest child, and he's 17. So it's not super tight anymore, the lid, so powders kind of poof, but I don't want to bring up the blender because it's really loud. So if you have a blender, you might want to consider using that, a high-speed blender, or if you have a newer food processor, you're lucky. So anyway, half a cup of cocoa goes in here. Like I said, it's gonna fly up a little bit, but we'll handle it. And let me tell you about the price with that. Okay, so that is, okay, so it's $2.98 a cup. So this is organic cocoa mix, right? That's a little pricey, right? And like I said, you could get it in a bigger amount if you wanted to, but we're only using half a cup, so that's $1.49. So the next thing I'm going to use is sucanat sugar. You could use a different kind. You could use the evaporated cane sugar if you want, because this is a little bit more expensive. I just think it gives kind of a richer flavor to it. So, you know, you can just, you can substitute as needed. I'm just going to dump that in there. Okay, and let me tell you what that was. That is 1 cup, so it's $2.12 a cup. Okay, and then the chocolate chips, and this is a half a cup, and I priced them out at 74 cents, so that's $1.48 a cup. Okay, so I'm gonna put those in. Okay, so now I want to tell you what I did. The recipe calls for vanilla bean powder because it's a cocoa mix and you want to put powder in powder. And so I priced that out at about 48 cents a teaspoon. So we would put, what, two in there, so it'd be 97 cents. Okay, but I don't have any at the current moment. But I do have vanilla beans. So I am using 1 vanilla bean. I did not price it with the vanilla bean because vanilla beans, especially right now this season, are a little bit pricey. But the thing is that if you already have them, right, then use those and don't put out extra money for something else. So if you have a vanilla bean, put it in there like I did. But for this recipe, if you need to buy the ingredients, go ahead and buy the vanilla bean powder. Okay, so I wanted to say that because like I said, this would raise the price if you were going to use real vanilla beans. Okay, now another option would be to use some vanilla infused sugar like we made last week. So if you want to see how I did that, you can go to selfreliantlife.tv/054. Okay, so that's it. That's all we're going to put in here. And then I'm going to put the lid on because I put it over here because I'm just talking away. All right. And if you have a food processor that is newer than mine, you can pulse it a couple of times. I'm not going to pulse it. I'm just going to put it on for a couple seconds because every time I pulse, the chocolate powder comes up, and I'm prepared. I'm going to put this over it so that it doesn't splash everywhere. Hopefully it won't. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you can see my pie. I don't know if you can see it from there, but it did a little bit. I'm going to do a couple more. Okay, so that's it. That's it. That's all you do. I'm going to let that settle for just a second. I'm going to tell you how much everything came to. Get my mouse over here. Okay, so the total for everything was $5.32. Okay, so that's, again, our volume problem because I didn't weigh it. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. That's by volume. So this is heavy because it's got those chocolate chips in it, right? So it's going to be heavy when you weigh it. Okay, so I found organic hot chocolate that you could buy for $7.99. So that's a savings, if you make it yourself, of $2.67. But again, we have that volume weight problem. So really it's more than that. So yeah, that makes a wonderful, wonderful gift for somebody or for you, right? It would be a really nice thing to make ahead of time and then have with the kids or something like that. And then you don't have all the artificial ingredients going into your kids. That's what prompted me to find and develop this recipe. Okay, so what you're gonna do is just from your food processor, find a pretty jar, just like this, and put it in there. If you're making it for yourself, you don't have to use a mason jar. You could use something else. And oh, I didn't put the price of the jar in there. I guess I should have. I'll put that in the show notes. But it's still reasonably priced. And like I said, it is way cheaper than doing it yourself, especially because of the volume weight issue. So all you're going to do is take it and put it in your jar. Then you're going to have a wonderful, wonderful gift. And this is perfect for somebody who loves chocolate, because you can even say it's made with real chocolate chips. So what you're going to do, you're going to take 3 tablespoons and put it in 2 cups of milk. I think that's right. I like chocolate, so I'm going to probably put in an extra spoonful there. So there you go. Just put it like that. And you can level it out just a little bit. And I'll put it over here so you can see it. Chocolatey goodness right there. And super quick. It took me just a couple of minutes to mix all that up. Okay, so yeah, I didn't put the jar in here, but the other jar was 65 cents, so that just raises it just a little bit. But again, It's really more because of the weight volume issue. Okay, and all of this took less than 10 minutes each. It's, you know, super, super, super quick, super inexpensive, and just a great quality, right? So I couldn't, right, afford to buy this kind of quality, but I can afford to make it. So that is something that that I value in terms of saving money. But then again, also, it's one of those things where, you know, it's just so much, means so much more when you give something that's handmade. So that is my opinion about that. Okay, so I am looking at comments here. I don't want to miss any, and it's like I said, Facebook is kind of crazy.
Debbie is asking how much mix per cup of milk.
Okay, about 2 cups of milk, 3 tablespoons. That's what I like. You can go a little bit more, a little bit less. What you could do is you could make one for yourself and see how many you like. And then you could make another one as a gift, and then you could adjust that way. But I like 2 cups of milk, 3 tablespoons. That's what I like. Okay, so I want to invite you, if you are into making handmade gifts, if I have convinced you that it is the way to go, I want to challenge you for 7 days. We have a 7-day handmade gift challenge, and I would love for you to join me there. And you can go to selfreliantschool.com/gift to join. It's completely free, and you can join me there. I would love to have you do that. And then if you're in the Back to Basics Living group, then I would love to have you do that challenge as well. If you're not, then you'll get an email inviting you to that group when you sign up. Okay, then I want to talk about something, a little bit of a note. There is a show that I want to recommend to you, and it's going to be a little bit later this afternoon, and it is Melissa K. Norris's live show. And I want to recommend it to you for a couple reasons. First of all, she's one of my favorite people. I just love her. She's just wonderful. The second thing is that I made a sugar scrub. She's going to make a salt scrub. So if the wheels are going and you're thinking, I'm going to make some scrubs for Christmas gifts, then go and check out that show, because she's doing salt scrubs. And she's also doing, I wrote it down, she's also going to go over some diffuser blends with essential oil, and then also she's going to do some perfume blends that you would wear in a personal diffuser. So be sure and check her out. The link is melissaknorris.com/live show, and she is going to be on at 1:30 Pacific, 3:30 Central, 4:30 Eastern. I have Pacific, but it's Eastern. 4:30 Eastern. So definitely check that out. I think Bill is putting the link at the bottom, so you will not be disappointed. So having said that, I want to remind you that being self-reliant is not about being selfish. It's not just about you. It's about you taking care of yourself so you can take care of the ones that you love. Take care until we talk again. I'm so glad you could join me today. Here's what to do next. Head over to selfreliantlife.tv to pick up the show notes for this episode and to watch replays of older episodes. To go directly to the show notes for this episode, go to selfreliantlife.tv, and then without a space, type a / and then the number of today's episode. You can watch this show live every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, live on Facebook or the Periscope app. Don't forget to stop by selfreliantschool.com/free to get your free Self-Reliant School videos that will help you get started living a self-reliant life. Also, if you're listening to this show as a podcast and you've liked what you've heard today, please subscribe through Stitcher, iTunes, or your favorite podcast app. If you're on a mobile device, just search for The Self-Reliant Living Show. If you're on a laptop or desktop, just go to selfreliantlife.tv/iTunes. And while you're there, please leave a review. I love to hear from you. You leaving feedback makes it easier for others that are interested in living a self-reliant life to find my podcast. Take care until we talk again.